I could not believe in the existence of aliens until I saw these finds. Mysterious objects and artifacts from the past that simply could not exist, given that people did not have modern knowledge and technology. However, archaeologists can surprise and force historians to rewrite our history. Hi friend, you are on the KirTop channel. Solar Mini Watch. Near the castle in Marburg, Germany, students have discovered a real treasure, a pocket sundial made of wood and bronze during the Middle Ages. This is an amazing find that is of great interest among archaeologists. This matchbox-sized device may have belonged to monks from the Brotherhood of Common Life, a Catholic order that lived in the area until 1527. Today, the site is home to the University of Marburg, Germany's first Protestant university. Students of this university discovered this amazing watch during a summer study excavation. The head of the excavation, Professor Felix Teichner, called this find sensational. People in the past needed to combine knowledge of astronomy and mathematics with the skill of artisans to create such an amazing device. This academic year was especially important for Marburg, as the city celebrated its 800th anniversary. Maternity Hospital for Aliens. In 2000, when archaeologists led by Frank Gaudieu were searching for the treasures of Napoleon's ships, they suddenly encountered something completely unexpected. They found the mysterious city of Heracleon, which disappeared under the waters of the Mediterranean Sea. Heracleon was a brilliant trading center until in the 4th century BC. Alexander the Great did not build Alexandria. The city was built in honor of the Egyptian god Ra, while the Greeks believed that it was founded in honor of the demigod Hercules. At first, it seems that there is nothing supernatural. The ruins of the city, sliding into the sea, the statues of pharaohs, the ruins of temples. But while exploring an ancient temple, divers discovered bas-reliefs depicting women in luxurious clothes holding small humanoids. These babies were thin, with thin arms and legs, elongated heads, and huge almond-shaped eyes. Questions immediately arise. Women cure aliens? Or are they images of household gods? Or what if this is proof that aliens were experimenting in ancient Egypt to create human-alien hybrids? Maybe Hercules, who was considered a demigod, was actually the son of an alien from heaven and an earthly woman, a hybrid of a man and an alien? These questions remain unanswered. But one thing we know for sure, history is full of unexpected discoveries, and each of them opens up new horizons and opportunities for research. Write in the comments below the video, what do you think about this? What strange images have survived to this day? Are historians really trying to hide valuable information from us? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Ruins of Theater of Nero. Archaeologists in Rome have unearthed the ruins of a theater where, they believe, Emperor Nero himself, known for his cruelty and ambition, performed. Let me remind you that he even ordered to kill his mother and set fire to the first Christians. This theater is mentioned in the texts of such connoisseurs of history as Pliny the Elder, Suetonius, and Tacitus. The ruins were found right under the garden of the alleged Four Seasons Hotel, literally a stone's throw from the Vatican. Archaeologists work in the gardens of the Palazzo della Rovere, a beautiful old palace now owned by the Order of the Holy Sepulchre. By the way, the hotel should open in 2025, just in time for the anniversary of the Vatican. It is planned that 30 million people will come to Rome. Archaeologists called the results of the excavations exceptional. They found colored glass bowls and pottery from the 10th century, as well as marble columns and gold-plated elements. This all helped them to conclude that the majestic theater of Nero was indeed here, next to the Tiber River. Faces on Mars. An amazing trip to the Red Planet. Mars awaits us. In 1976, the Viking 1 probe circling Mars took a picture of a pile of rocks that look a lot like a human face. NASA has labeled it an enormous rock formation that resembles a human head. At that time, some people thought that this face was the remnant of an alien civilization, and the neighboring stones were the ruins of their city. Of course, NASA scientists quickly concluded that the face was just a play of light and shadow, but the idea has spread through culture, appearing in books, movies, and TV shows. The face on Mars is located in a region known as the Cydonia region, between the planet's southern highlands and the smoother northern plains. Some scientists think that this area was once close to the vast Martian Ocean when the planet had enough atmosphere to keep water on the surface. Later, in 1998, NASA's Mars Global Surveyor probe took more detailed pictures of the face. All subsequent high-quality images confirmed the initial analysis. The assumption of a face is an optical illusion due to a specific angle of incidence of light on the surface of the rocks. The illusion rock itself, about a mile across, resembles the cliffs or mesas of the western United States and is likely formed from a combination of landslides and accumulated debris. And while the face on Mars is one of the most popular sites, it's far from the only group of rocks resembling terrestrial features. Viking captured several other fascinating images, including Gal Crater in the southern highlands, which is shaped like a smiling face. Such structures, of course, do not indicate the presence of alien life. On Earth, too, formations can be found, such as New Hampshire's Old Man of the Mountain, which create aesthetically pleasing images without alien interference. On the other hand, right now in the United States, they are declaring that they have real evidence of alien life. And at the moment, they confirm their words with an oath on the Bible, promising to show alien transport and biomaterial. Ancient Glass Workshop. In the Czech Republic, in the village of Němčice, researchers have found treasures of truly royal proportions. Thousands of gold coins, underwater huts, and even glass jewelry. And the most interesting, in Němčice it seems, there was the oldest glass workshop in the north of the Alps. Archaeologists have not found tools for making glass, but they have found many glass products of varying degrees of completion. This important discovery confirms the existence of an ancient glass workshop in Němčice. They also found several more amber items, as well as a building similar to those used for ritual purposes in Němčice. The finds show that this place was not just a workshop, but also an important place for rituals. Plus, over the past 20 years, 2,000 gold and silver coins have been found here, which strengthens the belief that Němčice was an important stop on the Amber Road in the 3 RD2 and centuries BC, connecting settlements near the northern Baltic and Mediterranean seas. Ship loaded with Roman glass. At the bottom of the sea between the islands of Capraia and Corsica, archaeologists have discovered a sunken Roman ship. But this is no ordinary ship. It plunged into the depths with tons of glass on board, both already processed and raw. Chic glass plates, bottles, bowls, and even cosmetic jars are now lying on the sea floor, and this is only the second such discovery in history. The ship supposedly set out on its last voyage in the late 1st or early 2nd century AD. Fragments of it were found back in 2012 at a depth of 350 meters, but research began only after France and Italy decided to join forces. With the help of the underwater robot Arthur, which can explore depths up to 2,500 meters, shoot high-definition video, and even bring the finds to the surface, the researchers plan to study the ship and its contents thoroughly. During the first week of this month, Arthur discovered many glass objects as well as 2 large bronze basins and several amphorae. The analysis of these artifacts will allow scientists to clarify the dating of the shipwreck and get a more accurate picture of its route. The ship appears to have departed from a port in the Middle East, possibly Lebanon or Syria, bound for the French coast of Provence. All found items will be delivered to the laboratory for a more detailed study. Burial of ancient people. Homo naledi is a unique species of human that lived in South Africa about 300,000 years ago. With a brain 1/3 the size of ours, but as it turned out, they were already perpetuating the memory of their dead. A skeleton of Homo naledi was discovered in a cave with the mysterious name Rising Star. This is the first evidence that these human ancestors practiced burials and developed a symbolic culture. Though their brains were smaller than ours and their paws more adapted to branching trees, Homo naledi, like us, could move upright, made working tools, and are now known to have practiced funeral rituals. Rising Star is not just a cave, it is a whole treasure trove of history, where the remains of more than 15 Homo naledi of different sexes and ages have already been discovered. But our hero today is a separate skeleton found under a layer of clay, which according to scientists indicates that the body was deliberately buried. This discovery forces us to rethink our understanding of cultural and social development. It turns out that even before the appearance of Homo sapiens, there were people on Earth who respected the dead and left mysterious symbols on the stone. The evolution of mankind was much more complex and exciting than we could imagine. The oldest spider in Germany. Meet Arthrolycosa wolterbecki. This baby lived here approximately 310. 315 million years ago, when northern Germany was still at the equator and was covered with tropical forests. The spider belongs to the ancient Gliederspinnen group, which are found today only in East Asia. Did you know that spiders weren't always as common as they are today? Scientists believe that in tropical forests 300 million years ago, they were extremely rare. And this makes the remains of spiders from this time even more unique. So far, only 11 species have been known that can be definitely identified as spiders. Meet the 12th. Fossilized remains of Archaeologists wulterbeeki were found in the Peesburg quarry near Osnabrück. This find breaks the record because the age of the fossil, 315 million years old, makes Archaeologists the oldest spider in Germany. Researcher Jason Dunlop notes that the fossil is well preserved, with even silkworm glands visible, as well as hair and claws on the legs. This indicates that Archaeologists is a real spider, and not just a spider-like creature. This ancient spider spent most of its life in a burrow surrounded by webs that served as signal lines to warn the spider of incoming prey. 50 Roman tweezers. Did you know who was the main culprit in the fashion for smooth skin without hair? It turns out that the Romans are to blame for everything. Among the ruins of the city of Wroxeter in Shropshire, more than 50 tweezers were found. And this place was not just somehow inhabited, it was one of the largest settlements in Roman Britain. Imagine, this city was as huge as Pompeii. It turns out the Romans were just obsessed with the idea of plucking body hair. And this fashion affected not only the eyebrows but the whole body, including the armpits. Yes, that's right, guys, the Romans wanted to be clean and smooth. And this is just the beginning. They had a personal grooming kit that included tweezers, a skin scraper, an ear scoop, and a nail cleaner. For the sake of beauty, they were ready for anything. Interestingly, these tweezers were used not only to remove body hair but also to shave faces in order to look more civilized and follow the fashion in Rome. And of course, all this was done by slaves who often did all the dirty work. More than 400 of these amazing items, including tweezers, are on display at the museum in Shropshire, so any of you can get an idea of what lifestyle and personal care was like in Roman Britain. So do not think that hair removal is a modern fashion. It started back in ancient Rome. Maya and extraterrestrial civilizations. How to explain the presence of artifacts depicting spaceships, a calendar that is valid to this day, and absolutely smooth crystal skulls, and all this in a civilization about which official history says otherwise. The secret may be in extraterrestrial visitors. Yes, you heard me right. One of the Mayan gods, Kukulkan, whom the Aztecs knew as Quetzalcoatl, could supposedly be an alien from another planet. He taught the Maya such complex sciences as agriculture, mathematics, medicine, and astronomy. And the Maya knew about the planets, which were discovered only a few centuries later. In the 30s of the last century in Guatemala, scientists discovered a sandstone head, which is now impossible to study since it was used as a target during military operations. But it brings even more intrigue to our story, as its facial features are not at all like the Maya and other peoples in that area. But did you know that many of the Mayan books burned, according to legend, actually ended up in the Vatican? It was they who were used to create the Gregorian calendar, which is currently used throughout the world. All these facts only confirm that the Maya could communicate with an extraterrestrial civilization. The most mysterious find in Scotland. Let's get into the spirit of an unfathomable archaeological mystery that arose in 1836 in Scotland. See these 17 miniature wooden coffins? This is the most exciting mystery that worries scientists from all over the world, which the kids accidentally discovered while chasing rabbits on a hill in Edinburgh. Children playing in the forest stumbled upon a strange cave where they found 17 tiny coffins with even tiny figures of people inside. On the one hand, it looks like some kind of magical ritual. On the other hand, the people of Edinburgh have an even more frightening idea of their origin. Could it be that these coffins are a secret trace of the sinister murders committed by the Irish Burke and Hare in Edinburgh in 1827 to 1828? 16 murders, 17 coffins, but they say an extra coffin is a symbol of the first victim of the killers whose body they sold to doctors, although he died of natural causes. All this is just a hypothesis, not confirmed by the facts. But what if? Maybe they really secretly made these coffins preparing for their atrocities. This theory still haunts researchers and mystery lovers. Maybe you can help unravel this mystery. Write your guesses in the comments below the video. Resurrected after 46,000 years. Imagine that you have been sleeping for 46,000 years. Waking up would be hard, right? But not for some worms. That is how long nematodes lay in the permafrost of Siberia, which scientists successfully awakened. These little creatures belong to the species Panagrolimus and Plectus and were found at a depth of 40 meters. With the help of radiocarbon dating, scientists have established that the worms fell asleep during the late Pleistocene period. That is, about 46,000 years ago. Experts removed samples from permafrost in the Kolyma region. According to Professor Teimuris Kirchalia, lead author of the study, the worms were given food and water and woke up. They lived for about a month, and during this time managed to give birth to more than 100 generations. This example may help us understand how species may have survived over time and perhaps even give us a chance to resurrect extinct species. Moreover, these nematodes deserve a place in the Guinness Book of Records because they slept longer than any other creatures known to us. And in order to learn a lot of new and interesting things from our history, I recommend that you subscribe to the channel and click on the bell to be the first to know about the release of new videos. Thanks for your views. Bye, everyone.